Hello, hello, hello. It is Phoenix Jackson. Hi, I'm here from the Phoenix Effect. Um, I'm a little bit on a cloud nine. I've had so many people in my DM, in my inboxes, asking me about one of my latest encounters, I like to call them. I have met so many famous celebrities and individuals in my lifetime, like in my very short adult life. And I would like to say, just for the record, that the first and only time I've ever been nervous was 2 days ago on December 13th when I met Michelle Obama. Yo, first of all, this is a whole backstory to it for me. So let me just start here. Um, my birthday is December 19th, and I wanted to do something special for myself for my birthday. I've had a phenomenal year. I don't believe in that whole thing like, this is my year, this is my year. Every year is my year. I'm here on this planet to make every single year my year. I don't play games when it comes to my journey. So I was like, I'm going to do this for myself. I'm going to get the whole VIP package, the VIP experience, to get to meet Michelle and all of that. So I did it and didn't even trip off the cost or anything. I was like, I'm going to do this. This is for me. I've worked hard, like splurge a little bit. And I have been thinking about it up until the point. So every day up until the point I kept telling people like, yo, I'm about to meet Michelle soon. You know, like I didn't, but I wasn't like too hyped about it. I was just like, okay, I'm getting ready to meet her. It's going to be all good. Like I've met a lot of people. I've met like Will Smith and Obama, Barack Obama, and Kevin Hart, and like I can't even think right now. I've met a lot of celebrities. It's not even funny. And mainly it's because of the type of business I'm in, but that's a whole nother video. So I was thinking to myself, like, you know, I'm going to go in here and meet her. I'm going to have a great time. Like, let's get this thing popping. And, yeah, I was not prepared for the nervousness and the love that I was going to feel all at one time. Let me just be very honest. She is such a high vibration, such a high aura, such a high spirit. And it's authentic. It's nurturing. It's like she's the quintessential mother. And I wish she can be the FLOTUS forever. Like I literally wish that she could be the example for every young woman, period. No matter what race, color, creed, religion, any of that. She is the epitome of what a woman is. And I love her spirit and love her energy because of that. So little old me, little old Phoenix, you know, I rolled up. They had the line of people. I think it was about 80 of us who got a chance to meet her, who bought that particular package, so I get a chance to meet her and all of that. And so I was in line meeting with this beautiful couple who came in from Memphis and another woman who came in from Minnesota. So it was weird because like nobody in line was from Denver, but maybe a couple of people. And she saw me, and one of her aides was like, you know, this is Phoenix. And the first thing Michelle said to me was, oh my God, Phoenix, I love your name. Now, I hear that all the time. Like, I'm going to keep it real. I hear it all the time. My name Phoenix came from the fact that I have a birthmark of a bird on my right hand. I was born with it. Phoenix. So it's a whole backstory to that, too. We don't want to go there. That's a whole nother, like, that could be a whole, like, podcast video episode within itself about how I got my name Phoenix. But that was the first thing she said. Phoenix, I love your name. And I was like, wow, okay. And I said, well, thank you. I really appreciate it. And I came up to her. This is how I greet most people. Namaste. So I greeted her like this. And I said, I have met your husband twice. And she said, wow, well, it's about time that you met me. Now, come on. You know, and she reached in to give me a hug. Listen, I snuggled my face all up into them bosoms because she's tall. I was like, I snuggled all in between the bosoms. I'm not even going to front about it. Like, it was heart-to-heart connection. I had to connect with her, and I got a feel of her spirit by, of course, hugging her. And then I said, well, you know, I got you some gifts. I said, it's my birthday. I wanted to treat myself by coming to see you. I said, but I actually bought you some gifts. I bought you some jewelry and a couple of copies of my book and enough, and I told her, enough of my custom gratitude rings. I don't know if you guys can see these, but I have titanium, silver, and gold custom rings that have the word gratitude engraved in them. I got many of them made recently for a launch event for my company. I've had a lot of them left over, so I've been giving them away to strangers. And so many people in Denver have them. Like the mayor has a set of them. Like different politicians, different individuals who are on TV, different athletes. And then like regular people who I meet, who I'm engaging with them in some type of way, shape, or form. I give them a ring that says gratitude. And so I told her, I was like, I gave you like 10 of them. I told Michelle, I was like, I gave you 10 of those rings for you and your family. She was like, oh my God, those are gorgeous. Thank you so much. Why are you giving me gifts on your birthday? And I said to her, like, that's what I do, you know? And because I was so nervous, I really didn't really give the answer that I wanted to give. Like, what I should have said and what I wanted to say was like, hey, I'm a gift giver and you give so much to the world, so you deserve to have someone who gives back to you equally. Like, period. She just does, you know? Or not even equally. I can never give back to her equally from what she gives to the world. But I can at least give her like a splash of some goodness, because she's spewing blessings and goodness all over the world to so many women, so many girls, and so many men who need to see that energy and that vibration of what a real woman looks like. And so she was like, you know, I appreciate you. And I was like, thank you so much. She said, you know, we're going to have fun today, right? This is going to be, I was like, I'm ready. I'm ready to hear. I'm ready to absorb. I say, yes, I'm ready to dive in. Like, yeah, let's do this. And she gave me one more hug, and I told her, I said, thank you so much. I know I'm going to be seeing you again. And I greeted her again, namaste, and walked away. And in between that time, we took a picture, somewhere between that time. You see that picture? I had the biggest smile on my face. Listen, all gums, all teeth blasting, because I was cheating. I really was, because it's Michelle Obama, and I didn't realize how much her energy was going to have an effect on me. I didn't realize how much meeting her was going to mean something to me intrinsically. And I really like thought about it, and I was like, what makes this different than the time I met Mark Lawrence or Will Smith or Kevin Hart or Rose Byrne or Glenn Close? You know, like what makes it different from all the people that I've met? And the reality is, I don't have many women that I look to who I'm like, I want to be like that. I want to be like that. There's not many women in my life. There are not many women on TV. There are not many women on the interwebs that I really look and I'm like, I want to be like her. There's a few women who inspire me, like from, you know, in a practical way. They, you know, I'm like, Yvonne Orji, Levia J. Those are Nigerian American women who really inspire me. I just did DNA test. Okay, I'm 35% Nigerian. I'm Naja too. Okay, which makes sense because all these little African men, they love chasing after me, just chasing up after me. Okay, but anyway, so I digress. So I realized that like I have a couple of women who inspire me. And there are some women who I don't even know their names that I kind of catch and see on Instagram and things who inspire me. But I'm not someone who's inspired by fancy clothes or fancy car or things like that. I'm inspired by people who are changing society, people who are pushing the human culture and mankind forward in a space of positivity and of true healing. So Michelle Obama is definitely doing that. Oprah is on a massive level, has done that, been doing that, is going to continue to do that. And Oprah and Pema Chodron are the only two women that truly are what I look to when it came to like deep levels of motivation, inspiration, and sort of a motto of what it looks like for a woman to make change in the world on a real level, like real change, and like not like they're changing people's socioeconomic status, but they're changing people's hearts and spirits and minds about who they are internally. And so Michelle, like meeting her really showed me that, boom, there's someone else. There's another woman who's on that same playing field as Oprah and Pema Chodron. And if you don't know who Pema Chodron is, please look her up. She's the first Buddhist priest, female Buddhist priest, in the Shambhala Buddhism tradition. She's like basically the woman Dalai Lama in a sense, and she practices in Nova Scotia. She's always out here in Boulder. Like she is a fierce woman who's she's older now, Caucasian. She's written books that have healed thousands and thousands and hundreds of thousands of people around the world. So look her up, Pema Chodron. And everyone knows who Oprah is. And of course, Michelle was like another woman on that playing field that I can look at and say, that's the model. That's who I want to be like. That's what it can look like. That's what it can feel like. And even if I never become as famous as an Oprah or a Michelle Obama, or even if I never touch as many millions of people around the world as they do, they have showed me that type of healing with humans is possible. So for me, I'm just excited because it's like I got a chance to connect heart to heart with her, and her energy with me, and our flow that we had, our communication was very fluid and like real and balanced. And it was like, yo, she's a real chick. Like, I thought she was gonna be smelling like Motion's perm and cocoa butter. I'm gonna be honest, like, cause she's a black woman from the South Side of Chicago. You know, I know what that is. I'm from Little Rock, Arkansas. Very similar cultures, very similar traps, very similar actually cultures too, as pertains to the elders and how we were raised. As far, you know, it's those worlds are very similar. So, I ran into a very real woman in a real spirit, and it served my soul right. And I'm very blessed that I got a chance to do that. And you know, one of my friends, I was like, yeah, you know, I got getting a chance to meet Michelle in a couple days, and he was like, oh my God, this is a once in a lifetime thing that he thought about. He said, no, it's not for you, because you create magic, so you're definitely gonna meet her again and work with her even, I bet. But this is a once a year thing. You're meeting with her. 2018 is gonna be the first time that you met Michelle Obama. And that's how I feel about it too. I actually really feel in my heart and in my spirit that I'm definitely gonna cross paths with her again. I'm gonna more than meet her again, I'm gonna work with her in some capacity, because I do have a lot to offer women and girls, and I have a different sort of way of thinking about a lot of things in life that most people around me just do not. And I have a very unconditional path, unconventional path. And it's different from, you know, most people, like I said, around me. And I'm not boxed into a certain religion or a certain creed or a certain way of seeing things. My spirit is very open and vast, and I understand what needs to happen for us as a people to truly heal. And yes, us as a black people, but I'm talking about us as women, us as humans on this planet. It's going to take a lot more than what's been given to us for us to heal. And if I can say anything else about the experience, I would say that what I got the most out of the becoming, the experience with her, meeting her and watching her on stage with Reese Witherspoon, what I got the most out of it was to use your voice and to tell your story. And in our VIP bags, actually, they had these water bottles amongst a lot of other things. And it says, of course, tell me your story, Michelle Obama. And for me, that's such a big thing, because I've been through a lot. I've been through a lot of darkness. I've had a very tumultuous childhood and early adulthood, and I have a lot of wisdom and light to share about all of that. But I have been very trepidatious about sharing some of those realities and truth, as to not hurt anyone around me, as to not shit on my experiences, because my experiences are what made me a very grounded, peaceful, healed woman. But it's because I had to go through the fire to heal and to become the phoenix that I am. And one day soon, I'm getting closer to feeling comfortable with sharing some of that information, sharing the pains of what happened to me as a child, the things that have happened to me, you know, in relationships and just life. Because I get very comfortable talking about it on stage. I'll drop little nuggets of things on stage, and then I see the women in the audience either crying or laughing about something that I put down or said. But it's time for me to like really talk about that in a public way before I write about it in a book, to really just spread that information out, because someone's going to need it. Even if only 10 people watch the video, trust me, 8 out of those 10 people are going to get something from it. And so watching that on stage really showed me that it's time for me to be more open with my voice and my reality about the things that I've been through. My reality is of being an entrepreneur since I was 19 years old. My reality of marrying young and having a child young and then divorcing young. My reality of growing up in a one-parent household, being raised by a single father who had PTSD. My reality of the pains of sexual trauma that I, healed out of as a young girl. Like, it's things that I'm gonna really start talking about. And so I hope that you guys join me on the journey as I express my realities and certain things that I've gone through, and you guys can laugh and cry with me as we talk about these things. But that was what I really got out of becoming, is that for the next phase of me, as I am becoming more of Phoenix Kelly Jackson, I need to be open to expressing what people, the pain that manifested the goodness that I walk around with. I had a woman in an interview ask me once, an interview for magazine. She said, I saw you speaking before. When I'm around you, you radiate this peacefulness, you radiate this light. You must have had the perfect childhood. I said, no, it was the exact opposite, because I went through things and I extracted myself out of the spoke wheel of what was given to us that said, you got to go to this and do this. This is how you heal. Black people, this is how you heal. I, at 17, 18 years old, realized that I was broken and realized that I was a shattered spirit, and took myself away from everything that they said was going to heal us, because it's still not healing us, and had to go within and go through some other different spiritual systems to really find out who I was, to really learn how to really heal myself and to become a better spirit and human being for myself and for my child and the children that are around me, even the adults that are around me. I'm able to be an inspiration to people because I don't see the limits and the limitations around me as much as a lot of people still do, because of the sort of the way of life that they were raised in. And the peacefulness and the light that people see is because I worked hard for it. I worked hard and did the work to really heal myself at a core level. And I'm not all the way whole. I feel healed means being whole. And a lot of us, are still mad at some shit from 20 years ago because we're not healed and we're not whole. And for me, I'm really taking the steps to become more whole every single year. So as I get better in becoming whole, I know I need to start talking about that path of shatteredness and what was broken within me as a woman, so that I can really give that insight to other women and other men as well. But it was just such a beautiful thing to meet her, like I said, and to talk to her. And this is my little lanyard that I'm going to have forever, with the VIP meet and greet badge. So awesome. They gave us a really cool VIP bag that had cookbook in it, not Michelle Obama's cookbook, but another chef, and makeup, and an Ellen TV show hat from like the Ellen DeGeneres show. And it was just awesome. Just the whole thing was awesome. I cannot wait to get my signed copy of the book in the mail. And for the record, I have not read the book yet. I'm reading 5 books right now, including my own. It's called The Spirit of Business by Phoenix Jackson. So I have not cracked open Becoming yet, but I wanted to meet her first. I wanted to see her on stage, and then I wanted to get my official signed copy. Then I'm going to crack that baby open, sit down with some good tea, and dive on in. I do have a copy of the book, but I'm going to gift that to someone for the holidays. And I'm going to just wait, twiddling my thumbs, for my signed copy from Michelle and her team to come through. Push through, Michelle. But I think that's it. Like, that was the experience, and I just posted the picture on my social media. Everyone's super happy. My close friends, I've been texting it to them, and they're like, oh my God, this is fire. You smiling hard as fuck in this picture. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. I'm smiling really hard, and it's because I did not expect to be impacted the way that I was. And I thought that because I've met so many high vibrational celebrities and spirits, I thought that this was just going to be another one where I was going to meet her and it was going to be like, all right, just met her, hugs, cool. I didn't feel like this when I met Obama the first 2 times. Like, I didn't feel like that. I was like, he's beautiful. He's a beautiful man. He's so gorgeous. But I didn't feel that way. It was just like, oh, hey, president, love you. With her, it was like, ah, I want to be like her. She's the prototype. And someone who's moving mountains around this universe of ours. Someone like Michelle Obama to really influence me. And she did. And I'm ready. And I feel so motivated about 2019 because of it. So, in lieu of all of that, y'all just better wait. Wait, it's coming. Don't even worry about it. No, don't even worry about it. Just get on the ride with me. The Phoenix effect. Don't forget it. Affect. AFFECT. It means to impact and to influence. Let's get on it. We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about it. Bye.